Macmillan Audio presents Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. Read by Ari Fliakos. The Bookstore. Help Wanted. Lost in the shadows of the shelves, I almost fall off the ladder. I am exactly halfway up. The floor of the bookstore is far below me, the surface of a planet I've left behind. The tops of the shelves loom high above, and it's dark up there. The books are packed in close, and they don't let any light through. The air might be thinner, too. I think I see a bat. I'm holding on for dear life, one hand on the ladder, the other on the lip of a shelf, fingers pressed white. My eyes trace a line above my knuckles, searching the spines, and there, I spot it. The book I'm looking for. But let me back up. My name is Clay Jannon, and those were the days when I rarely touched paper. I'd sit at my kitchen table and start scanning Help Wanted ads on my laptop, but then a browser tab would blink, and I'd get distracted and follow a link to a long magazine article about genetically modified wine grapes. Too long, actually, so I'd add it to my reading list. Then I'd follow another link to a book review. I'd add the review to my reading list too, then download the first chapter of the book, third in a series about vampire police. Then, Help Wanted ads forgotten, I'd retreat to the living room, put my laptop on my belly, and read all day. I had a lot of free time. I was unemployed, a result of the great food chain contraction that swept through America in the early 21st century, leaving bankrupt burger chains and shuttered sushi empires in its wake. The job I lost was at the corporate headquarters of New Bagel, which was based not in New York or anywhere else with a tradition of bagel making, but instead here in San Francisco. The company was very small and very new. It was founded by a pair of ex-Googlers who wrote software to design and bake the platonic bagel. Smooth, crunchy skin, soft, doughy interior, all in a perfect circle. It was my first job out of art school, and I started as a designer, making marketing materials to explain and promote this tasty toroid. Menus, coupons, diagrams, posters for store windows, and once, an entire booth experience for a baked goods trade show. There was lots to do. First, one of the ex-Googlers asked me to take a crack at redesigning the company's logo. It had been big bouncy rainbow letters inside a pale brown circle, and it looked pretty MS Paint. I redesigned it using a newish typeface with sharp black serifs that I thought sort of evoked the boxes and daggers of Hebrew letters. It gave New Bagel some gravitas, and it won me an award from San Francisco's AIGA chapter. Then, when I mentioned to the other ex-Googler that I knew how to code, sort of, she put me in charge of the website, so I redesigned that too. And then managed a small marketing budget keyed to search terms like bagel and breakfast and topology. I was also the voice of @NewBagel on Twitter and attracted a few hundred followers with a mix of breakfast trivia and digital coupons. None of this represented the glorious next stage of human evolution, but I was learning things. I was moving up. But then the economy took a dip, and it turns out that in a recession, people want good old-fashioned bubbly oblong bagels. Not smooth alien spaceship bagels, not even if they're sprinkled with precision-milled rock salt. The ex-Googlers were accustomed to success, and they would not go quietly. They quickly rebranded to become the Old Jerusalem Bagel Company and abandoned the algorithm entirely, so the bagels started coming out blackened and irregular. They instructed me to make the website look old-timey, a task that burdened my soul and earned me 0 AIGA awards. The marketing budget dwindled, then disappeared. There was less and less to do. I wasn't learning anything, and I wasn't moving anywhere. Finally, the ex-Googlers threw in the towel and moved to Costa Rica. The ovens went cold, and the website went dark. There was no money for severance, but I got to keep my company-issued MacBook and the Twitter account.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?